Okay, today is Monday, January 6th, and today I learned a question that is helpful in certain situations, but first I want to talk about those situations, I guess. The main thing is that, at least for me, I'm always feeling like I'm not doing enough. I always feel like I'm not being enough, doing enough, right? Which is probably true for the most part. You can always be improving yourself. It's not like there's some limit to your improvement, right? So I always feel like I'm not doing enough. Like today was a very good day. I was very productive. School was starting and I had my day all blocked out and I pretty much accomplished all the things on my schedule, and I was very diligent with it, and I was very happy with how I did. It was a very productive, very good day. But even still, even though I felt like today was one of my most productive days, especially in the recent times, and today was a very good day, but I still feel like I could have done more, right? I still have that feeling of I could have done better, like I could have been more efficient with this thing. I shouldn't have wasted time in that literally 10 minutes of pocket of time. I shouldn't have wasted that time. I could have spent that time doing this, and then I would be ahead of my schedule, right? Because really, when I think of my schedule, deep inside my brain, I'm thinking that I want to be ahead of schedule, not on schedule, right? So I always feel like I could be doing things better. But yeah, there is still this dilemma of constantly feeling like you're not enough, so that no matter what you're doing, you can't truly celebrate, you can't truly appreciate it for what it is because you're looking on to the next thing. Like, it's like those people that, like, when you have a YouTube channel, right? You have 1,000 subscribers and you're like really happy, and then you're thinking, I want 10,000, and then you get 10,000, and then you're thinking, I want 100,000, and you get 100,000, and you keep moving the goalposts, right? The goalposts are always moving, and I do think it's a blessing and a curse, because I do think that is a good thing, because we're constantly improving, right? We're staying humble in a way because we know that there's more to achieve. We know that we're not, up top, right? So in that way, it's a blessing, but it's also a curse because, like I said, you can't truly celebrate your achievements and you're constantly looking to the next thing, and you can get kind of obsessed with just like, no, this needs to be better, this needs to be better, kind of like perfectionism. But ultimately, you can't really achieve that, right? I feel like making things perfect is unachievable. You can't have a perfect day. You can't have a perfect video. You can't have a perfect whatever, right? You can't have a perfect year. That's just not possible. So in a way, it's kind of like a unworthy endeavor because you're never going to achieve that perfection, but it's the journey, not the destination kind of thing. Like, we're still improving. We're still learning a lot. We're still gathering experiences. We're still bettering ourselves at life. But basically, that's kind of what I was thinking about today. And I found this quote from a newsletter, from Ali Abdaal's newsletter, actually. And the quote was, what would you do differently if it didn't always feel like you were running out of time? And that really hit because I do feel like that. I always feel like I'm running out of time and I need to get ahead of other people and I need to do this thing at midnight so I can get ahead of others and I can be part of the 1%, right? I always feel like I'm running out of time, and I always feel like I have to be doing extra things that other people aren't doing, and I always feel like I have to be getting ahead of other people. There's so many things wrong with that. First of all, getting ahead, everyone's on their own journey. You shouldn't need to feel like you're getting ahead in something unless it is a very competitive thing, like a sport, right? A sport is very competitive. Yes, team sports, it's not just you, but all you can control is yourself, right? So you are, in a way, trying to get ahead of others because you're trying to be better than other players so you can play on better teams, right? So for sports, I think that's a valid concern. But for other things in life, you don't need to put this unnecessary competition upon yourself. Maybe for some people it's fun and it motivates you to do what you need to do. But for me, it kind of makes me do things that I shouldn't have to do. And it makes me I need to grind at midnight so I can get ahead of other people, which I don't do that often, but I definitely have that mindset. And I don't think that's a very good mindset, at least for me. So there's that part of it. And then there's also the part of it of running out of time, right? Because a lot of things we're not actually running out of time. a lot of things. Like if you're trying to build a YouTube channel, you have no clock, you have no timer. Just go at a comfortable, sustainable, consistent, good pace, and don't feel like you're running out of time. I don't know, that question was just very like whoa for me, because that's a good way to put into words how I'm feeling. I always feel like I'm running out of time. So when I think that's why I want to be so productive, because I'm like, I'm running out of time, I need to fit all these things in, which, like I said, can be a good mindset to have. But you shouldn't have to feel like you're running out of time, especially with things like my YouTube channel, especially with things like building something. Just go at your comfortable, good pace that's actually effective and go with that. You don't have to be doing all the extra stuff. I think specifically for me, because I play softball, I do have that mindset of like getting ahead of others, doing all this extra stuff that no one else would do, because that's kind of required in sports if you want to get really good at something. But for things like a YouTube channel, things like you're trying to build, hobbies, side hustles, right? You're not running out of time. You have competition in things like I have competitors on YouTube, but it's not like they're directly impacting me. Like I can take my time. I can go at a comfortable pace that is actually effective, right? I don't want to go at a comfortable pace just because it's comfortable and it's not actually working. I want to go at a comfortable pace that is effective. I feel like this is similar to other things I've talked about in videos about having this grind mindset and trying to not have that grind mindset so much, because yes, it is a good mindset, but you need to clock out of that. You need to clock out of that mindset and make sure that you're not putting unnecessary pressure upon yourself, unnecessary time restrictions on yourself. So yeah, that question of what would you do differently if you didn't always feel like you were running out of time is a very helpful question. That was just very helpful for me because it helped me slow down, but I was still really productive. I read it in the morning and I was like, okay, I'm not running out of time. Just go through today how you need to go through today. And I was still very productive and I still got a lot of things done without having to feel like I was running out of time. So that is what I learned today. A very useful quote. So hopefully it was helpful for you. If it was, if you resonated with it, then I appreciate a like. If you have any thoughts, then definitely leave them in the comments down below. Join my Patreon. I'm going to be posting discussion posts essentially for my videos so we can talk more deeply about what I'm talking about. So if you want to get those discussions, then definitely join my Patreon. The link is in the description. So yeah, this video is specifically recommended for you. So if you find that interesting, then definitely click on it. You can subscribe in that corner. And if you subscribe, I will see you in tomorrow's video.